I'm Madeleine Hayes, and the title of our work is called Molly's Garden. And I think the inspiration for me, when we initially had the idea, I wanted to make a ceramic still life that sort of touched on ideas of togetherness and just the simple and tender moments that you might share with a friend or a loved one if you went round to their house for a coffee and perhaps to sit in their garden, and that kind of shared experience around, sharing coffee, sharing time together and music, that type of the togetherness that comes from those experiences.
My name's Aaron, and I did the music for this. We thought it would be good to put music into it as well, so I wrote a tune and recorded it. So I'm a jazz pianist, originally from New Zealand, but I've been living here for 12 years now, and I write music and perform around Sydney.
I mainly work in ceramics, and I'm really interested in the sort of the way clay is. It's tactile, but then it sort of can take on a life of its own, and I really like to explore kind of themes, I think, in my work that maybe touch on, just day-to-day life, but also, maybe some of the more like somber aspects and some, grief and loss, but also I like to sort of do that in maybe like a gentle naivety. There's a sort of a playfulness in my work as well. So I like that, trying to express myself in like a broad scale of emotion in clay.
So the reason why we called it Molly's Garden was I had a blue heeler dog, and she's just passed away in January. And I guess we've had lots of moments together with my dog, and just going for walks and just enjoying being with each other. And then also we've buried her at Maddie's place.
Yeah, we thought, like with spring, we planted a little garden for Molly, and in the work there's we planted some pansies for her, and so I've tried to incorporate that into like flowers and blooming, and so not always things that sort of come to an end. There's always a newness, and I think hope. We were saying that, and part of like what I enjoyed about like listening to Aaron's composition is just like very beautiful to hear something that he's written that's drawn upon this idea of sort of togetherness in the broader sense, but also how, there's this lovely hopefulness, I think. Clay's like very vulnerable, but it's also extremely durable at the same time. So I really love the idea of, we were just speaking in the car on the way over, that it's very sort of malleable for a long time, and then there comes a point in the making process where it becomes sort of permanent. It can't break back down into that soft, malleable clay. And that sort of also ties into themes about, I think the cycles of life. And I also like the link in between that clay I think for me that it's precious and fragile, but it can also withstand elements, and it's also of the earth. Clay inherently is that. So I like the idea that I'm hoping that it will kind of develop and continue to sort of morph and change over the course of the exhibition. So potentially I'm looking forward to maybe seeing some of I love to use like a soft, dusty pastel palette in my work, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how that changes over the course of the 6 months that it's here. And I'm really hoping that people might kind of come over and want to maybe touch it and approach it in that way, and because it's quite tactile, there's lots of different textures, and I hope that maybe the weather and the elements might like add into that.